to going after pretty much anyone undocumented. And then you add in the tactics like family separation. It just created this whole different atmosphere. It was about sending a message, making people afraid.
Yeah, creating a chilling effect.
Exactly. So even if the raw numbers were lower, the impact was arguably much wider and more profound.
Okay, so we've talked about the policies, the rhetoric, the numbers, but I think it's time we really zero in on the human side of this. These weren't just abstract policy decisions. They had real consequences for real people.
Absolutely. And that's what often gets lost in all the political back and forth. We need to hear the stories, the voices of the people who were directly affected by these policies.
Exactly. So let's talk about Maria Gonzalez. She's a mother from Guatemala who crossed the Rio Grande in 2019. Her story, I think, really captures the trauma of this period.
Yeah, Maria's story is it's heartbreaking. I mean, she risked everything to come to the U.S., cross the river, the whole thing, and then she gets caught, and they separate her from her 6-year-old son. Can you imagine?
It's just unimaginable. And she spent 72 days in detention, not knowing what had happened to her son.
And she kept a diary during that time, just to hold on to some sense of hope, I guess. And we have an excerpt from it here, translated, of course. It's really powerful stuff.
Let's hear it. Hypothetical audio diary, Maria Gonzalez translated. Every night, I just whisper prayers. I wanted to hear his voice, even if it was just in my head. The guards, they'd say these awful things, like, your son's going to forget about you. He's going to think you abandoned him. And then when we finally saw each other again, after what felt like forever, he just wouldn't let go of me. He was just clinging to my leg, sobbing. And even now, months later, the fear, it's always there, like a thickness. Just that fear of a knock on the door, the fear of going outside, it never really goes away.
You can just feel the pain in her words, can't you?
Absolutely. The lasting trauma, the fear, it's devastating.
And this is the kind of human cost that often gets overlooked in these debates. The impact on children, on families, it's just immeasurable.
And, when faced with all this outcry over family separation, the Trump administration, they had their justifications, of course. We actually have a clip of Trump himself addressing this issue.
All right, let's hear what he had to say.
Hypothetical archival clip, Donald Trump. Look, it's very simple. If you don't want to be separated from your child, don't come here illegally.
Yeah.
Come the right way. There are legal ways to enter our country. That's how it should be done.
So their argument was basically, hey, this is a deterrent.